In Consumer Corner, we take a look at trends creating a buzz online in China. On today's show, we'll find out why Chinese people are eager to buy houses in school districts in the United States and see what Chinese users have to say about it. The combination of a lack of high-quality educational resources and pushy parents in Beijing has led to big spending on houses in school districts. Some young women even look at owning a house in school districts as a criterion for picking their Mr. Right. Statistical data shows that a shabby 30 to 40-year-old apartment in a school district could cost 100,000 yuan per square meter, or more than $1,500 per square foot. That means buying a 600 square foot one-bedroom apartment could cost about $900,000. However, spending the same amount of money can already purchase a house in a school district in the United States. It would also zone the house for education in America, which is a dream of many Chinese parents. China's rich people are getting picky about where they buy their houses in America now. They want to get a house in a school zone. Earlier this year, a story came out about a young Chinese mother who spent over $6.5 million to purchase a high-end apartment in the Upper East Side of Manhattan. She said the apartment will be used for her daughter when she studies at New York University or Columbia University in the future. However, when the real estate agent asked how old her daughter is, the young mother said that her daughter was 2 years old. This apparently wasn't an isolated incident, though. Chinese parents are getting used to spending a fortune on their kids' education. Houses in school districts in Vancouver, Los Angeles, and New York are being bought up by Chinese buyers. Statistical data from the National Association of Realtors shows that last year, Chinese house buyers spent nearly $12.3 billion in the U.S. The total costs were just less than buyers from Canada, where there's usually very large ethnically Chinese populations. In 44 states in the U.S., Chinese house buyers are the biggest foreign investors. Houses purchased by foreign investors only account for 2 to 3% of the house transactions annually in the U.S. Chinese buyers make up 11% of that figure, and this number is expected to increase. Compared to houses in the U.S., those in school districts are usually twice or even 3 times more expensive. But this still cannot stop rich Chinese buyers. SoFun.com did an online survey with these rich buyers. It shows that more than 60% of them have at least a $500,000 budget. More than 70% of them choose to pay in cash. The cash purchases are particularly interesting since cash loans are low at the current Fed Reserve set rates in the U.S. If they were to get a loan, it would likely be cost efficient, but Chinese buyers still choose to pay in a lump sum of cash. The Chinese buyers believe this could avoid complex processes on house trading. It seems that buying a house in a U.S. school district isn't too difficult, but it probably isn't as easy as many Chinese buyers imagine. One of those ignored elements are the various taxes after purchase. Each year, house buyers need to pay a property tax between 1 and 3% of the house's value. Each year, a tax bureau official adjusts the tax rates according to the economic growth rate and the asset's value. House owners also need to pay an insurance on their assets, a property management fee, and a housing maintenance fee. All of the extra costs would become a considerable financial burden to house buyers. Unless housing prices come back up, investing in a house probably won't be very profitable. Chinese internet users expressed their opinions on Weibo. One sarcastically wrote, quote, "Chinese housing speculators have become smarter than before. They are moving from the domestic to international market." Another one agreed, quote, "These housing speculators mean that us ordinary people cannot afford to buy a house in China. Now they are shifting to overseas markets to influence the daily lives of foreign people." However, some internet users don't think that it's such a wise idea to invest in overseas houses in school districts. One wrote, quote, "These school district house buyers might not be able to earn local people's money. The only way they can earn a profit is by selling to other Chinese investors. It's so typical of housing speculator behavior." Finally, one Weibo user wrote, quote, "Chinese people who use Chinese logic to speculate on school district housing in the U.S. will definitely fail. That's because Americans rarely would treat houses as a speculative item. They're buying the houses to live in themselves. If only looking at housing prices and education between China and the U.S., then buying a home in the U.S. is more cost efficient. That doesn't mean that it would be a smart investment, as speculation is a factor to consider. If houses go up in price, then taxes will go up as well.